Hi guys and gals, it's John
and Emily
from AFK Books and Records in beautiful Virginia Beach, Virginia, and we're here to tell you about all the amazing Black Friday Record Store Day stuff that's going to be available on November 26th, first come, first serve. We're going to start selling at 10 a.m., but like always, there's going to be a line way before that. At 8 a.m., we're going to pass out numbered placeholders that will represent your place in line at 10 a.m. You let groups of 20 folks into the store in a shot, and they can buy up to 20 unique Record Store Day items. All I would say is it's going to be a little chilly Thursday night. Maybe you'll have lots of Thanksgiving. Maybe you'll have extra layers of fat from that. Hopefully that will help you out. If not, however you guys want to work out that line before 8 a.m., if you want to stay in your car and say, hey, I'm number 2, the only thing we ask is that you don't leave the parking lot, that you stay here, that you respect everybody who comes out in the line. But as far as what you do in the parking lot, you guys can form your own line. We'll honor it at 8 a.m. as long as everybody tells us that everybody was respectful of one another. So we're not going to do the board thing where everybody signs in, because that didn't work out perfectly all the time. Nope. But you guys, you know, you're fair, honorable people, can work it out amongst yourselves. So we're going to show you everything that we've got in stock so far, which is about 50% of the awesome Record Store Day stuff we've got. The rest of it's going to be coming probably Monday or Tuesday, and we hope to show a video of all that stuff as well, and use placeholder images for that. So hopefully we'll get to that sometime tomorrow, but we wanted to show you this stuff first. So kicking it off right now with Ray Charles, live in Stockholm, the first vinyl pressing of Ray's historic performance in 1972. It includes classics like What I Say, I Can't Stop Loving You, I've Got a Woman, and many more.
Next up, we got Joe Strummer, Johnny Appleseed, to celebrate the 20th anniversary of his critically acclaimed Global A-Go-Go album. We've got a 12-inch color reissue of the original 7-inch single, mastered by the great John Hicks of Beatles, Stones, and Bowie fame.
All right, next up, Dio, Holy Diver, Like a Rainbow in the Dark. This limited edition picture disc of Dio's 1983 debut will make you stand up and shout. And I'm going to keep going, double song pun, for this one. Last in Line, his sophomore outing and highest charting UK and US album, originally released in 1984 and now available on a picture disc. Super cool.
Next up is Fleetwood Mac. Fleetwood Mac. Alternate Live, a 14-song LP pulled from the Super Deluxe release, including a further 7 songs from the Tusk Tour, 4 from the 1977 Rumors Tour, and 3 from the 1982 Mirage Tour. Secondhand News, The Chain, Gold Dust Woman, You Make Lovin' Fun, Tusk, more, and more. Pretty cool.
Next up, Dire Straits, Encore Live, originally released in 1993. Following their live album On the Night, this 45 RPM EP has been newly remastered and pressed on solid pink vinyl with a litho. Includes Your Latest Trick, The Bug, Solid Rock, Local Hero, and The Wild theme, all recorded live in France.
Next up is The Munsters, At Home With, a limited edition reissue of the iconic 1964 album. Features songs and story from the original cast of the beloved TV show on die-cut blue vinyl.
And Dez would like you to know that that album is just junk, that no one should buy it, that it's the worst quality pressing ever, and you don't want it. She says she doesn't want it. Wait, I think she really wants it. I think she wants fibbing. I think it's probably, I don't know. Anyway, next up, Billie Eilish, No Time to Die. This no-brainer purchase includes a live version of Billie's theme song for the James Bond film and a demo version that has never been released.
Next up is Teddy Swims, A Very Teddy Christmas. Teddy say, Christmas truly is and has always been the most wonderful time of the year. A time regardless of differences or distance where all come together and celebrate love and togetherness. Christmas songs are truly timeless and never get old. Me and all my best buddies came together and recorded some of our very favorite Christmas songs and that our biggest influences have done over the years. I can only hope it brings you a bit closer this year. Happy holidays. Love this guy.
And watch him on YouTube. Just watch all those amazing cover videos. I think he was living in a trailer, got discovered like 5 years ago, just completely blew up, won some song contests. Amazing voice and really fun guy. Next up, we got Charlie Parker, Bird in L.A., previously unreleased historic Verve recordings from Charlie's legendary and highly eventful visits to Los Angeles. This is pressed on 4 LPs in a nice box or 2 shiny CDs. Now, the 2 shiny CDs are back order. I heard there's plenty of them out there, but we hope to have those in time by Record Store as well. If we don't, we'll take your name and give you a call when they come in.
Even more Christmas goodness for you. Got the Staple Singers, 25th of December, originally released in 1962. It's their holiday classic featuring traditional songs such as Joy to the World, Silent Night, Go Tell It on the Mountain, and more. Features the original album artwork and all analog mastering from the original stereo tapes by Kevin Gray at Coherent Audio, pressed on 180 gram vinyl at Memphis Record Pressing and housed in a tip-on jacket.
Go Mavis. Next up, we got this little guy, the Lil Wayne and the Rich Kid, the Trust Fund. Lil Wayne returns with a new project. The two previously worked together on Rich the Kid's 2018 album, The World Is Yours, led by the single Feelin' Like Tunchi. The only other feature on the 10-track album is YG, who also shares a love for the boards. This is on Shiny CD, as you can see.
Smith Kotzen, Better Days, an EP of 4 brand new tracks from Adrian Smith of Iron Maiden fame and Richie Kotzen of Winery Dogs fame.
Next up, we've got Blackest, Just for Clarity, a 12-inch single featuring the two songs FCK Boys featuring Rush and Don't Forget featuring Drakeo the Ruler on the A side and an etched eagle design on the B side. Eagles, y'all.
Todd Rundgren, Healing, the Hermit of Mink Hollow's 9th studio album, released in 1981. The album's themes are spirituality and the human condition, something he touched on many times in earlier works, but never with the consistency exhibited here, as every track explores a different aspect. Pressed on clear vinyl and includes a bonus 7-inch with 2 tracks.
Nice. Next up, we've got Local Natives. Look at that tiny little thing. Music from the Penn Gala. The not local natives from LA are back with a groovy magnetic thingy with 4 covers from the likes of Roxy Music, 10cc, Jerry Rafferty, and Michael McDonald.
So we got Bobby Rush, Chicken Heads. His biggest hit is celebrating its 50th anniversary. In recognition, Bobby tasked Government Mules, Chris Stone, Kingfish, Ingram, and Buddy Guy to record reimagined versions of the track in their own unique styles. This release will include those 3 versions of the song, plus a brand new recording of the track from Bobby Rush that's inspired by over 50 years of performing the song live in front of audiences around the globe.
Next up, we've got Crowbot Rat Child, the first ever physical release featuring guest performances from Frank Bello of Anthrax, Howard Jones from The Devil You Know, who is also ex-Killswitch Engage, and Styx Zadina from Steel Panther on 12-inch fluorescent green with an exclusive poster.
Next, we got Trippy Red, A Love Letter to You, 1 and 2, an offering of his first 2 mixtapes in 1 triple vinyl package. Trippy Red has become one of the most successful hip-hop artists of the last couple of years, with 5 consecutive album debuts in the top 5 of the Billboard 200 chart, including 1 #1 album.
Next up, we've got Broken Social Scene, Feel Good Lost. To celebrate the 20th anniversary of their debut, here's a deluxe repackaging, including a 2016 remaster on double 180G, a reworking of the original album art with a printed clear dust cover, printed sleeves with black and white archival photos, and a pull-out 11x14 matte-coated poster from one of the band's first shows. It also includes a 10-page zine featuring additional archival photos and liner notes about the band's early days.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. That's a lot of words.
Next up is Jason Isbell on the 400 unit, Georgia
Nice.
Blue. The songs on this album are some of his favorite Georgia-related songs, but the track list is not meant to be comprehensive. He said he would love to cover Outkast and 2 Chainz, but didn't think the finished product would be very good. That said, there are some amazing covers of folks like Precious Bryant, James Brown, and Gladys Knight, and collabs with folks like Brandi Carlile, Bela Fleck, Chris Fowle, Julian Baker, and more.
Check out that amazing cover. Show them how great that cover is. Look, zoom right on in there. Beautiful cover. I think that ties with the Judas Priest cover.
Oh, yeah.
Next up, How to Tame Your Dragon, original soundtrack. While a truncated 11-track LP was released for Record Store Day in 2016 and sold out, and a picture disc of the same was released a few years later, the entire 72-minute soundtrack, as presented on all other formats back in 2010, has never been available on vinyl until now. This full 25-track album is expanded to 2 LPs, housed in a gatefold jacket, impressed with a green base multicolor splatter, which I think is Dragon Vomit? I don't know.
Next up is Eric Essex, Songs from the Deep, a collector's edition.
A collection.
I mean, it is.
It is a collection of songs.
Yeah.
That's what an album is.
Exactly. Collector's edition of the Jazzman's 27th.
Wait, why is Jazz licking the chair? Ooh, that's creepy. All right. Chair tastes good. Go ahead, Emily. Sorry for the distraction.
Press on 180 gram audiophile wax. It includes several powerful shout outs to recently departed civil rights icon and fellow Alabamian John Lewis.
Next up, Motorhead, The Lost Tapes, Volume 1, Madrid, 1995. A previously unreleased live album created from a set of tapes recently discovered in Lemmy's archive. The show was recorded in Madrid, Spain in 1995 on the Sacrifice Tour and sees the band at their ferocious best. This is on double red wax with all the hits. It's going to go fast.
We got the Gun Club, live at Starwood. A never-before-released recording of the 1981 live performance of the original Gun Club lineup at the Starwood in Hollywood.
All right, this is a rare one. I think there's only 250, 450 of these pressed. Pink Lincoln's I Am a Genius.
It's me. It's about me.
I'm sure, yeah. Seminole, Florida punk band see their original unreleased 1986 four-song cassette demo get an official vinyl release for the very first time. With 3 tracks on side A. Side B, I Am a Genius, stops nothing short of the name. A brilliant 6-minute punk rock free jazz fusion recorded in 2007, also unreleased. This is the last unreleased recordings of the Pink Lincolns featuring founding and now deceased guitarist Dorsey Martin.
Next up we have Tav Falco, Club Car Zodiac. The cult legend Avant Roots Rock and Roll Rockin' is back at it again.
Good job, Emily.
Thank you. With some notable partners in crime, including bass legend Mike Watt and drummer Larry Mullins. Written and recorded during lockdown, his latest release blends tango, fuzz, and his signature roots sound, including a surprising electric folk treatment of House of the Rising Sun.
Next up, Miles Davis, Live Evil. Amazing. This just turned 50. The jazz funk landmark double LP is a 100-minute workout of hard grooves and rhythmic explorations, captured live during his legendary 1970 stand at DC's Cellar Door. Miles is joined by a murderer's row of musicians: Gary Bartz, John McLaughlin, Keith Jarrett, Michael Henderson, Jack DeJohnette, and Ariato Moria on limited edition opaque teal vinyl. Love this crazy cover. Nice.
We got Rob Dickinson, Fresh Wine for the Horses. The 2005 debut solo album from the British singer-songwriter and ex-Catherine Wheel frontman. This first ever vinyl release adds a bunch of extras that did not appear on the original, including the track The End of the World, recently covered by Billie Eilish, and a second disc made up of acoustic versions of
Acoustic versions?
If I said that, I'm very sorry. It's not what I meant. Acoustic versions of Catherine Wheel songs, packaged in a gatefold jacket and pressed on red and yellow Seahorse vinyl.
Press on red, like Emily's face. Next up, Blackberry Smoke, Stone. 6 Stones classics. This album was recorded, mixed, and mastered live to a vinyl master, all in one take. There were no overdubs, edits, punch-ins, remixes, or remastering. You're hearing one complete take per side of the record, which is no easy feat. That's amazing.
Wow. Next, we have Larry Coryell at Montreux. The Godfather of Fusion at Montreux was recorded live at the Jazz and Pop Festival in Switzerland in 1974. This deluxe package includes an OB strip, single cardboard album jacket, printed inner sleeve, original record label, and specialty double split red translucent and yellow translucent vinyl.
Next up, we've got Aerosmith, Boston, 1971. The Road Starts Here. A historic early recording in their rehearsal room, just the band, crew, and friends, captured on Joe Perry's tape recorder. This never-before-heard performance showcases the early raw talent of the future Hall of Fame band 1 year before signing to Columbia Records and 2 years before their eponymous debut, which featured many of these songs, including the enduring anthem Dream On. We'll have vinyl and CD hopefully on the way.
So we have Mr. Big, Lean Into It. I only want to be with you.
Very good. Good job.
30th anniversary of the American rock superband's most popular album. From the Analog Master, this is the first time it's been available on limited number color 180 gram vinyl, having only been previously released as a record club edition.
Next up, here's one you definitely don't want. The Life Aquatic. I don't know why I brought this in. This is, again, rubbish. This is never going to sell.
No.
Why?
It
It includes several original David Bowie recordings, Bowie covers by Sue George, and 2 songs, Search and Destroy by the Stooges and Gut Feeling by Devo, that had been produced or co-produced by Bowie, which is interesting, pressed on cerulean blue double vinyl. And again, we're really sorry to waste your valuable time here. We know you don't want this. Really, just pass. Just don't take the risk, all right? You know, because we're at the back of the line, and come on.
Cut us some slack.
Cut us some slack, man.
Next up is Iron Maiden, limited edition picture disc release celebrating the 40th anniversary of their debut.
Maiden.
Enough said.
There we go. Here, you want to hold this? And
Sure.
I'll talk about this,
Okay.
this little guy. The Electric Lycanthrope, which is a werewolf, yeah. Live in 1974 by Little Feat, nestled between the classic LP releases Dixie Chicken, which werewolves love, and Feats Don't Fail Me Now, which is what happens when a werewolf is chasing you, and performed for a small and intimate assembled studio audience. This recording finds Little Feat in their prime, live from Ultrasonic Studios in Hempstead, New York on September 9th, 1974.
Next up, we have James Labrie, Elements of Persuasion, best known as the Canadian lead singer of the Prague band Dream Theater. This is the first vinyl release for this 2005 album, packaged in a gatefold sleeve and pressed on yellow vinyl.
I think Jez has got a hot spot. She's licking that paw. I don't know what's going on back there.
Tasty feet?
Tasty feet. Next up, Barry Mcguire, Eve of Destruction, the first vinyl reissue in more than 40 years, now on 180G. It includes the iconic protest song and title track, which hit #1 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100 in 1965. The song would be covered by countless artists like the Turtles, Johnny Thunders, The Pretty Things, and Public Enemy, and also featured on the soundtrack to the film Good Morning Vietnam, among other anti-war movies and TV shows. This is a dominating hit single. It charted higher than any protest song written by Mr. Dylan himself.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
All right. Next up is American Railroad, Various.
Various. Nice. Who is this Various?
I'm just reading
and
the
why are
words
they
that are
so
written.
ubiquitous? They're everywhere.
So many albums. A double album of new interpretations from the rich canon of songs about the rails and how the music and the railroad shaped America and its musical history. With contributions from folks like John Fogerty, Dave Alvin, Peter Case, Alice Howe, and more.
Next up, Jackson Conti, Sun Jinho. This is Madlib, by the way. Madlib reissues his long out-of-print collaboration with legendary Brazilian drummer Ivan Mamo Conti, a propellant for lauded jazz fusion Azimuth, on his own imprint.
Gotcha. Tickets for Doomsday. Another batch of rare, largely uncompiled, and sometimes barely heard heavy psych rock and funk, pounding drums, scathing fuzz guitar, and morose contemplative lyrics will bring you up on a downer. Unique and compelling listen, and surely a worthy companion for these times.
Yep, up on a downer. Come on, y'all. Big Mama Thornton, she'll bring you down on an upper. Sassy Mama Live at Rising Sun, an American blues legend known as the amazing voice behind the original Hound Dog and Ball and Chain. She sadly passed away in 1984 at the young age of 57 after a hard life in the music biz, having added a female voice to a field that was dominated by white males. Recorded live in 1977 at Montreal's infamous Rising Sun Celebrity Jazz Club, this release was remastered for its first ever vinyl reissue and includes her biggest songs plus unreleased material and a new cover painting. Nice. Let's listen to some of this, and it really sounds great. Unlike the quality of some of those early recordings aren't as good, but this really sounds awesome.
Next up we got Styles P, Float. The 2013 album featuring Jadakiss, Nora, Raekwon, and Chic Louch, produced by Scram Jones and pressed on vinyl for the first time on hemp green splattered vinyl.
Do you want to talk about Harry Styles P? No. Saigon Kick.
This is a family show!
The Lizard.
Or is it?
The 1992 sophomore release from this hard rock and Miami band ran the gamut from Beatlesque pop to Led Zepp heaviosity and went gold in the process. The Lizard even scored a minor MTV hit with the acoustic song Love Is On The Way. That's how stylistically diverse this record is. Never released on vinyl in the US, The Lizard comes in reptilian green marbled vinyl with printed innards.
Next we have RZA as Bobby Digital, Digital Bullet. In the late 90s, the Wu-Tang Clan superstar developed a new persona. Based on his birth name and the fact that he was branching out into more digital production, Bobby Diggs became Bobby Digital. He said, as Bobby Digital, I could use a character to describe some of the earlier days of my own life, partying, going crazy, chasing women, a couple other things we can't see or else this video will get blocked. Available on LP for the first time since the mid-2000s, we got a translucent yellow vinyl.
I want to change. I want a new persona. I want to be like Johnny Digital. No.
Johnny Analog.
Johnny Analog. I like it. Rich Brian. Amen. Following the meteoric success of the viral mega hit Dot Stick, here comes his debut studio album. The album proves the rapper from Indonesia is more than just an internet sensation. He's also a snappy dresser. Look at this. On blue and tan color vinyl, hopefully like that jacket. It's just amazing. Absolutely incredible. Come buy the jacket, if nothing else. Look at that. The jacket with the jacket.
I'd buy that jacket.
Yep.
Next up, we've got Mobb Deep, Free Agents. They redefined East Coast hip hop in the early '90s, and as the group moved into the 2000s,
Slowing down.
and parted ways with their longtime label Loud, they released Free Agents as a celebration of their moving on to, well, free agent status. It's been out of print for well over a decade, and it's back in effect in a never seen, never to be repeated, smoky clear vinyl pressing.
All right, we've got Chief Keef, Thoughtbreaker, the godfather of the drill wave that took hip-hop by storm. He's never relinquished his position as one of the leading artists in the genre. This fan-favorite 2017 project remains an iconic album featuring hit songs Can You Be My Friend and My Baby. This is the first release on vinyl.
And last for this batch, but not...
We got another batch
We
coming
got
real
a
soon.
whole other batch coming.
Yes.
And this is the one that wins.
Last but not least, this
so
is
far,
a beautiful
best cover.
record. Yeah.
I'm showing it to you this way so it can be a surprise.
Look at that embossing.
Yes.
Can you see
I mean,
that?
you might. No, you can't. This is Best of Judas Priest. Following last year's very popular Sad Wings of Destiny, this equally vibrant, specially embossed, raised cover gatefold edition is pressed on two 180-gram color in color clear black and gold LPs. Contains the original 1978 tracks on the first three sides with an original band interview on side 4. And I don't know.
You can't really see it, but it's
Kinda
amazing.
can.
It's amazing.
It's just like the fanciest embossed.
You just want to rub your hand on that record all day.
Yes.
Anyway, this is what we've got in stock right now. We've got a whole bunch more coming in next week. We're going to show that to you in just a bit. Be right back. We're back! And Emily's tired, so she's taking a break while I read this first one. She gets winded. You're jazzed now?
I'm jazzed now.
Sure enough. Look at that, sitting in the chair. Are you going to lick the chair?
No.
Okay, that's
Smells
good.
like that.
Oh, gross. Okay, here we go. So this stuff should be rolling in next week. We've got Stray Cats live at Rock Palace. The set presents 2 Stray Cat shows recorded in Germany at the height of their powers in 1981 and 1983. You can hear a hungry young band as they tear into their set with a punk ferocity. This triple album is packaged in a trifold sleeve with a 4-page booklet and individually numbered on silver vinyl.
Like that you were holding your own arm up. It's heavy paper, y'all.
It is. My arms are heavy, y'all.
Next up is the Ava Brothers' Emotionalism. Released in 2007, the album's widespread success has launched them into the national spotlight, catching the eye of producer Rick Rubin, who would go on to produce their next album, I Am Lovin' You, and on cassette and on limited and on just to 500.
Wow, that's not a lot. Next up, All Them Witches, live on the internet. The pandemic did not stop Them Witches from assembling in a studio to broadcast a live set for their fans. This 16-song set is pressed on 6 color variations across 3 LPs housed in an individually numbered foil-stamped wide-spine jacket with spot gloss. Color variations include turquoise, black, white, pink, metallic silver, or metallic gold mixed with sea glass. Includes an 11 by 11 insert.
A lot of witches.
It's a lot of witches. All Them Witches.
Next up, we got Janice and Big Brother and Holding Company.
Nice.
It's Big Bro and Holding Janice. Combo of the two live. They performed at the Monterey Pop Festival on both Saturday, June 17th and Sunday, June 18th, 1967. Both sets are included on this release and pressed on psychedelic color vinyl in a high-gloss tip-on jacket.
Tip on, y'all.
Tip on, y'all.
Next up, Chet Baker, Albert's House, one of jazz's greatest trumpet players, recorded in 1969. This features 11 instrumental compositions by Steve Allen, who produced the recording session to assist Baker in restarting his career after a horrific beating and dental injury. He literally had all of his teeth knocked out of his mouth way back in 1968. This is the first ever vinyl reissue.
Okay, I was going to do a Louis Armstrong impression, but I
serious
cannot.
stuff.
Des is offering commentary. Wonderful World of Louis Armstrong All-Stars Original Grooves, A Gift to Pops. That's a lot of words. Here are the original takes of 2 of his timeless performances, What a Wonderful World and Swing That Music, alongside modern reinterpretation.
What a wonderful world
Reinterpretations
this would be if Emily could
by
read.
an all-star band. I'm so sorry. This has been a lot of reading. This groovy record showcases the vinyl cutting technique known as parallel grooves, where grooves are cut side by side instead of one after another, allowing for a different experience depending on where the needle is dropped.
Boom. Next up, Cherry, the score for the Apple original film, pressed on 2LP transparent red with a black gate. What?
See?
Red with black. Yeah, with a gatefold jacket and printed inner sleeves. Just gets harder and harder. Each word gets exponentially more difficult to pronounce.
It really does. Connected Heat. Just kidding.
That would be Canned Heat.
Canned Heat, Memphis Heat. These are the 1970 to 1973 studio collaborations with Memphis Slim, one of the great blues pianists. Considered to be more blues than blues rock, as the Memphis Horns give this album an extra boost to funk, with OB, printed inner, and original label replica.
Next up, we got Roy Buchanan, the Prophet, recorded by the bluesman in 1969, some 3 years before his self-titled debut, solidified his stature as a preeminent fender bender. Never before on vinyl, this 2LP set is pressed on orange and black fire vinyl and housed in a gatefold jacket.
That's pretty good.
I didn't come up with that one either.
Oh, okay. Ghosts of Mars, original soundtrack. John Carpenter recruited an unbelievable cast of musicians to record the soundtrack to this sci-fi horror classic. Steve Vai, most of Anthrax, Elliot Easton of the Cars, Buckethead, and Robin Fink of Nine Inch Nails and Guns N' Roses are among featured players, released on Red Planet vinyl in conjunction with the film's 20th anniversary.
Nice. Next up, more Canned Heat, Friends in the Can. Did we already do this one? No.
No, we didn't have this Heat.
First time ever on vinyl, a star-studded album with Canned Heat friends like John Lee Hooker, Taj Mahal, Mike Finnegan, Roy Rogers, Walter Trout, along with the original Canned Heat alumni.
Next up is Leonard Cohen, Songs of Love and Hate, 50th anniversary edition on 180-gram opaque white with updated embossed packaging that includes a brand new 8-page 12x12 Lira booklet. The audio has been sourced from the original analog tapes via a new direct digital transfer. Packaging note: tracklist on back of LP jacket is a sticker that comes off when the cellophane is removed so that the jacket replicates the original package without the track list.
So, removable sticker.
Cool.
There you go. Korean Hampton in concert 1978. Not that Hampton, this is Hampton, Lionel Hampton. The exciting concert features two of jazz's greats, live from the Jazz Gala in Cannes, France. Remastered and reissued on 180G transparent crystal vinyl. This hand number pressing is the first in 4 decades. Decades.
Quadecade. Sam Cooke, The First Mile of the Way, in celebration of Specialty Records' 75th anniversary. Here's a new compilation featuring tracks focusing on his pop-leaning tracks, plus live recordings from his legendary 1955 Shrine concert that have never been released on vinyl. This is a 10-inch release in a triple gatefold jacket featuring replica flyers and other ephemera included as inserts in the packaging. Thank you for
the phonetic spelling.
Didn't need it.
Lana Del Rey, Chemtrails Over the Country Club, a sweet repress of her 7th on exclusive translucent cobalt vinyl with an alternate cover. It includes a cover of Joni's For Free, backed by Ways Blood and Zella Day. Like all of Lana's recent albums, it is very much not for free.
Nope. Next up is Evanescence, self-titled, first released in 2011. It followed the immense success of global chart toppers Fallen and The Open Door. Features the singles What You Want, My Heart Is Broken, and Lost in Paradise, and debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200. Marking the album's 10th anniversary, this limited pressing is available on Purple Smoke vinyl.
Nice. Next up, the Iron Giant original soundtrack. The first ever picture disc for the soundtrack of this heartwarming and very tear-jerking 1999 animated film celebrates the robot, his best friend Hogarth, and a cast of characters. The music was composed by Michael Kamen, well known for his work with Eric Clapton, Metallica, and Pink Floyd, in addition to his brilliant theatrical scores. And originally this was actually a Pete Townsend project. He was responsible for getting this off the ground. Pretty cool.
Nice. Next up we got Johnny Johnson, Johnny Be Bad, a rock and roll Hall of Famer and namesake of arguably the greatest rock and roll song of all time, Johnny Be Good. He lived in obscurity in his hometown of St. Louis. His breakthrough in popularity began with Hail Hail Rock and Roll, Taylor Hackford's documentary about the 1986 concerts celebrating Chuck Berry. Guest performers include Keith Richards, Eric Clapton, Steve Ferguson, Bernie Worrell, Steve Jordan, and more. A Euclid release, which is a great
record store. I know some of you were just down there last week, or I saw some pictures down there. Great store. I've been there too. Bee Gees, 3 Kisses of Love, a compilation record including 12 tracks from Spicks and Specks and other Festival Records masters. This is pressed on 180G red vinyl.
Next up is Hologram, Destroyed and Reassembled. Remixes of songs from A Place to Bury Strangers EP. Hologram featuring a groovy group of bands including Girl Band, now Gilla Band, Penelope Isles, Do Nothing, Bodega, Weeping Icon, Ganser, and Ceremony East Coast on limited white vinyl.
Yeah, Girl Band decided since there were no girls in the band, it would probably be appropriate to change their name. So they just did that last week, I think. They're now Gilla Band. Next up, Joan Jett, I Love Rock and Roll and Bad Reputation. Yeah, that's all good. They hit audiences like an atom bomb, defining a sound that became a soundtrack that would span generations. This exclusive colored 7-inch vinyl single includes rare versions featuring Pat Smear and the Sex Pistols alongside comic book stories, just like those read-along records that those of us over 50 enjoyed as kids, like Emily, Old Soul. There you go.
I actually did.
You read those little tiny things?
Yeah, my stepdad has some of those. I remember them.
Okay.
That's why I'm so cool. I was raised right. Jeez.
No doubt.
Next up, Screamin' Jay Hawkins, My Little Shop of Horrors. Indescribable Hawkins paved the way for music, performance, art, and glam artists to come. His classic, I Put a Spell on You, included on this set, was banned from radio in 1956 for sexual overtones. Yes. Yeah. His legendary performances had him dressed in gold and leopard costumes with props including rubber snakes, a smoking skull on a stick, and his signature coffin, which is pretty much our casual attire.
Yes, that's our dress code.
Yeah, you have to have a coffin.
Yep.
Huh?
Next up, Reverend Horton Heat, We Three Kings. Who would have figured the man who brought us the world's most potent psychedelic freakout back in 1992 would be helping to share in the joy of the holiday season a mere 13 years later? We Three Kings is a set of 12 classic Christmas tunes with one new original added for good measure, whipped into a nervous froth of twangy guitar and rolling drums by Jim Heath and his partners in crime. This long out-of-print 2005 LP is back on red vinyl. Psychobilly, yeah.
Yay.
Yep.
Next up, we've got Hall & Oates, Fallen Philly, demos 1968 to 1971. Recorded in the throes of their Philadelphia folk rock phase during the late 60s, this record is a collection of rare early recordings before their signature Atlantic Records. A great piece of rock history showcasing the early Philly sound before Hall & Oates went on to become one of America's greatest pop rock duos, pressed on heavyweight transparent orange with individual hand numbering, and it's super limited.
Nice. Next up, Jamie Lydell, Muddlin' Gear. Pitchfork says the X-Super Collider has taken the Trash Collective's oral invasion aesthetic and tweaked it for far subtler ends, whatever that means. It will prep you for when the body-snatching pods land to give you the most visceral baseline experience of your life, whatever that means. This is on super limited cassette. Check it out. If you know, I guess you know.
What are they doing? John Hicks Trio. Is that so? First release of the Jazz Pianist 1990 recording on vinyl. On this amazing piece of work, you'll find 10 majestic tracks, including an excellent Sonny Rollins cover tune. It's pressed on 180 gram with a swank Obi strip.
Next up, the Jimi Hendrix Experience, Paris 1967. Another amazing release. This raw direct-to-2 track live recording from the Olympia Theater in Paris was captured for French National Radio and documents the Experience's triumphant return to France almost 1 year from the date of their 1966 debut. They were in top form, roaring out of the gate with Stone Free and following with vibrant renditions of Hey Joe, Fire, The Wind Cries Mary, and Catfish Blues. It closes with a muscular take of Purple Haze followed by Wild Thing, replete with rousing, tongue-in-cheek lead vocal. Trogs!
Next up is Chris Isaac, Beyond the Sun. A self-described labor of love, he's been obsessed with the glory days of Memphis' Sun Studio and the visionary artists who got their starts there, including Elvis, Johnny Cash, Roy Orbison, Carl Perkins, and Jerry Lee Lewis. Isaac magically recaptures the transformative brilliance of the classic sides cut by these greats at Sun.
Nice. Card drop. King's X, Please Come Home, Mr. Bulbous. The first vinyl pressing for the prog rockers' 8th studio album, originally released in 2000 and pressed to hand-numbered yellow vinyl.
Next up is Jorma Cocoon Christmas Xmas Tree Edition, a first ever vinyl pressing of the Tuna Airplane Guitarist's 1996 Christmas record. I am so confused.
Hot Tuna,
okay,
Jefferson Airplane, come on. Concatenate, there you go.
It includes customized traditional Christmas standards and some original Christmas-themed compositions. One of 2 color variants this year, and we've got them both.
Nice, in theory.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Carole King, live at the BBC, 1971. Performing live Tapestry hits. The set list includes I Feel the Earth Move, You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman, So Far Away, It's Too Late, Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow, Up on the Roof, and more. Never before released on vinyl. Wow.
One line of
Very
every
nice.
Carole King song.
We could do that too, because we've heard them enough times.
Next up is Lira Lynn, live and unplugged from Vinyl Tab. The Americana singer-songwriter performed a virtual in-store full set at Groovy Nashville record store Vinyl Tab, which is a great name, and recorded it for this special LP.
All right, next up we've got Katie Lang, All You Can Eat. Entertainment Weekly said it's both the most brazen and conventional album she's ever made, and one of her best. We will definitely eat whatever Katie Lang is cooking. Now available on colored yellow-orange mixed vinyl.
Next up is Magma, BBC 1974, Londres.
Londres.
One of the most influential of all French bands, they have left a legacy of music that defies any of the standard and convenient classifications of rock. Early on the morning of March 14th, 1974, right in the middle of their second UK tour, Magma recorded one session for the John Peel Sessions, playing only 2 pieces, but clocking in at 57 minutes.
That's a long jam, y'all. That's a long jam.
There you go.
Next up, John Legend, once again. Nice. The sophomore studio album from the multi-platinum Grammy-winning musician includes the hits Save Room, PDA, We Just Don't Care, and King and Queen, featuring Mary J. Blige. Legend worked with a great list of producers and co-writers, including Kanye West, will.i.am, Raphael Sadiq, and so many more. Celebrating 15 years since its release, we got it on double gold.
Next up, we've got Modern English, After the Snow, live. All stop the world and melt with vinyl.
Don't melt the vinyl.
Don't melt the vinyl.
No, it's not good.
New album recorded live in London in September 2020. Full live stream production was taped, and the band plans to tour the album in the U.S. in 2022.
Next up, J.D. Mcpherson Socks. We got a lot of socks, by the way. Des is over there receiving them. On cassette, it features 11 original tracks written by J.D. Mcpherson and friends. It's an album of holiday songs sure to be standards while you're decorating the tree in your carpeted panel van, which is the only place where you'll have a cassette player. There you go.
It's not true.
It's not. Really?
We sell them.
Oh, that's true. We do sell them. Never mind.
Yeah, you can listen to them anywhere.
But you can
not
still
just
take that one into your
van.
carpeted panel van.
Next up is Maxwell Now. It became his first album to reach #1 on the Billboard 200, selling over 296,000 units in the U.S. in the first week, and later certified platinum. The album delivered the undeniable grooves, Get to Know Ya, Lifetime, and of course the cover of Kate Bush's amazing This Woman's Work. To celebrate the 20th anniversary, we've got a root beer brown vinyl with a 12-page booklet containing rare photos.
Next up, Matata, Independence. Matata, which means trouble in Swahili, no worries, was an African funk band who took nightclubs by storm and jammed with some of the biggest giants in soul, jazz, and Latin music. Their marriage of percolating African rhythms delivered one butt-shaking, finger-popping club hit after another that can still fill a dance floor to this day. Hard, funky soul with an Afrobeat backbone. It's all about the grooves here. First press since 1974.
Next up, we got Ozzy, No More Tears. Considered one of his most successful and most popular. It's the Ozman's
She's going to lisp her way all the way through the most successful.
Listen.
Okay, we're going to
talk too many times. I've said too many words. I'm tired. And my coffee's over there, and I need it, and I can't get it.
You can go get it. I'll do a few.
No, it's okay.
Ozzy Osbourne, No More Tears, ladies and gentlemen. Picture disc. You know you want it.
Album.
There we go. Oates, Point Never, Renditions 1, limited edition 10-inch of special versions of songs originally taken from his landmark eponymous album. One song is by Oates, Point Never, and Rosalia, while the other is by Oates, Point Never, and Elizabeth Fraser of the Cocteau Twins.
Next we have Buck Owens, Bridge Over Troubled H2O.
There you go. Actually, this looks really interesting to me.
In celebration of the 50th anniversary of the controversial album of Buck Owens, Don Rich and the rest of the Buckaroos doing countrified covers of Simon and Garfunkel, Donovan and Dylan, along with some originals. They shipped the original reels to Kevin Gray to do an all-analog thing of Sonic Beauty. This is known as Buck's big thumbs up to the folk rock sound, and it's time we celebrate it. All analog on clear vinyl.
Nice. Grantley Phillips Yuletide, the acclaimed singer-songwriter and multi-instrumentalist, has unwrapped a new gift for the Christmas season, an EP of Americana crooning holiday tunes. This is the first time any of these songs have been available on vinyl, and it's pressed on fir tree green.
Got my coffee.
Cheers.
Cheers. Next up, we got Nelson, Haggard, and Price. Big hits from the Last of the Breed tour.
Yes.
They are truly the last of the breed, the elder statesmen of classic country music who have inspired artists for decades. This album presents 13 of their greatest hits as they perform them on one magical evening.
Next up, Nonfiction, the Green LP. Sex, Drugs, and Illness from Nonfiction. Green features new and previously unreleased tracks from one of hardcore hip-hop's darkest crew, lyrically that is, plus a DVD with 2 hours of interviews, videos, tour footage, and more pressed on olive green vinyl.
That's pretty cool. Next up is Art Pepper, Promise Kept. Here again on vinyl for the first time in over 25 years are the original albums drawn from these 4 sessions: So in Love, Artworks, New York Album, and Stardust. They have been lovingly recreated in their original form, remastered by Grammy winner Michael Graves, and recut by Jeff Powell. All 4 releases are housed in a slipcase, which includes a 16-page booklet with photos and updated liner notes from Art's widow, Lori Pepper.
Always pull the short ones. Pussifer, Billy D, and Hall Feathered Serpents. 2 songs from the April 2012 live streaming event and film.
Oscar Peterson, A Time for Love, Live 1987. I'm just pushing through now. After releasing multiple studio albums in 1986, he took his long-standing collaborators on the road to focus on original music and timeless classics during the pinnacle of the group's creative stride. This recording is the final engagement of their European tour in Helsinki, pressed on 180-gram translucent blue.
Next up, the Shangri-Las, Best of Redbird and Mercury. This one's, I have to apologize for the fun, the leader of the pack. 25 tracks newly remastered from tape sources, presented in a 2 LP set pressed in vroom vroom, clear with black tailpipe exhaust vinyl and housed in a gatefold jacket with a 4-page insert. The leader of the pack.
Song for Dennis.
Hey, Little Shop of Horrors.
Tyranny Tough, A Farce to be Reckoned With. Debut solo EP from the member of the indie rock electronic band The Pauses. Features guest performances by members of Cursive and How to Dress Well on an alternate take of Friends of Mine by the Zombies. First and only pressing.
Next up, Sons of Kemet, African Cosmology. The single features 2 never-before-heard B-sides from the same sessions as the globally acclaimed Sons of Kemet record, Black to the Future. It's an 11-minute exploratory contemplative composition led by Shabaka Hutchins' colorful melodies. Myth Science showcases Kemet at their most realized, a rich arrangement coupled with driving interwoven percussions and lyrical horn playing.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
It's not so easy.
Hey, I did a good job.
I know. Chris Travis, Pizza and Codeine, my 2 favorite things. Hailing from Memphis, Chris Travis has created his own wave in the hip-hop community for almost the past decade. First time on vinyl.
Past decade, it's a long time.
Almost the past decade.
Next up, and this one we hear is delayed. Hopefully we'll have this in early December, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. This is a reissue to celebrate the 10th anniversary of Thundercat's Golden Age of the Apocalypse. Executive produced by his longtime musical partner, Flying Lotus, and featuring musical contributions from Erykah Badu, Taylor Graves, and so many more. We've got a translucent red LP housed in a beautiful gold sleeve with a large hologram sticker and gold holofoil detail. Includes 2 bonus tracks. Hopefully we'll get this.
Next we've got the irresistible Tammy Terrell, the first and only solo album by Tammy, released before her premature death at the age of 24. Known for her popular duets with Marvin Gaye, Terrell scored 7 top 40 singles on the Billboard Hot 100. This limited reissue is pressed on yellow vinyl.
Next up, we've got Dusty Springfield, Complete Atlantic Singles 1968 to 1971. This record collects the A and B sides of a dozen singles she recorded for the label in their original mono single mixes on vinyl for the first time in over 50 years and pressed a ruby red vinyl. Just a Little Lovin', Son of a Preacher Man, and so many more Dusty classics.
I was a preacher's son. The Wrens, Secaucus. First wide vinyl release of the Jersey indie band's sophomore album on Grass Records, now celebrating its 25th anniversary, a double LP set on colored vinyl.
Next up, Squirrel Nut Zippers, Lost Songs of Doc Sauchon. This limited edition follows the Chapel Hill Band's last studio album, Beasts of Burgundy, which debuted at number 4 on the Billboard Jazz Album chart. Also, Andrew Bird makes his first appearance on a Squirrel Nut Zippers album since Perennial Favorites.
Dr. Souchon.
Souchon.
Next up is the original soundtrack to Inseminoid. The story of a crew of interplanetary archaeologists who are threatened when an alien creature impregnates one of their members, causing her to develop a psychosis and mutilate her colleagues one by one.
This happened here, didn't it? Oh,
What?
Des, this happened to you, right?
It happened to me.
Oh my god. How did I not know? Didn't they show that movie on Disney Channel?
Did they show that movie on
Disney
Disney Channel?
Disney Channel original
Yeah, I
movie.
thought I saw it the other day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next up, Weird
Disney's
Al.
edgy now.
This is not a family show. Weird Al,
it?
or is it? Beat on the Brat, hailed by Rolling Stone as a blistering accordion-tinged cover. It features Weird Al on lead vocals and accordion, backed by Osaka Pop Star, plus 3 additional Ramones covers by Osaka Pop Star, recorded live in concert with special guest appearances by members of the Misfits, Ramones, and Black Flag. Never before released on vinyl.
That's pretty cool.
Yep.
Blistering accordion.
Yes.
Words that have very rarely been put together. Nancy Wilson, You and Me. With her side gig Heart, she recorded 16 albums and sold over 35 million worldwide. Within that history-making career, her very first solo studio album represents something special. The vinyl version is a double album on transparent blue with 3 previously unreleased bonus tracks.
Next up, Wailing Souls, Firehouse Rock. The sought-after 1981 album, produced by Lynn Thompson, sees its first vinyl reissue in an expanded gatefold sleeve for its 40th anniversary, with previously unpublished photos and a remastered bonus 12-inch single, pressed on translucent vinyl to match the cover aesthetic. Features a Roots, Radic, and Scientist mix.
Next up, we have Dave Van Ronk, Hear Me Howl, live 1964. One of the most important figures to emerge from the 1960s American music folk revival in New York City's Greenwich Village music scene. He befriended Bob Dylan, Phil Oakes, Joni Mitchell, and countless others. His legendary life was the basis for the main character in the Cohen brothers film Inside Llewyn Davis, which is an amazing movie. This intimate and eclectic show was recorded at Indiana University in '64.
Next up, Belize Tropical, Various. There's that Various again. Newly remastered on a color vinyl 2LP set with new notes from David Byrne. And this is another one that you guys don't want. We heard this is just terrible. You should not invest your money in this
David Byrne,
record.
who even likes him?
Latin Afrobeat,
Weirdo.
I mean, come on. What a horrible combination. Rubbish. Yeah, just forget about this. You don't want it. I may buy one. If you see me with one,
These are not the droids you're looking for.
these are not the records you're looking for either.
Almost there. Next up is Uroy, Creation Rebel Rare Side 71 to 75. This limited edition vinyl release celebrates the long and groundbreaking career of the artist who single-handedly created the model for all succeeding reggae DJs.
Reggae.
I was about to combine reggae and DJ. And
You did a good, you tried.
The legendary Uroy, rest in jaw.
Next up, U2 Gloria, the 40th anniversary limited edition EP. Includes the studio version of Gloria plus 3 live versions from 3 different decades pressed on 180-gram transparent sun yellow vinyl. So that's what we're going to have for you. We hope. We're pretty sure we're going to have all this. You can start checking on Wednesday. You can ask us quantities on any of this stuff. We can certainly give you quantities for any of the stuff we showed where we actually have the records in stock. But we're super excited to see you guys on Friday or whenever you want to come by. Again, all first come, first serve. Limited to 1 per customer.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's going to be a good time. We hope to see you. We'll have some other deals and specials. So keep an eye on the social media next week, and you'll see when those get posted too. Be well. Happy Record Store Day, Black Friday.
Woo!
Drink some coffee. See you bright and early. Bye.